Optimization. It's a word we use a lot, and broadly speaking, we all know what it means. But before diving into the tactics of how to do it, it's worth taking a step back and considering what optimization is all about, and clearly defining what it is that we're trying to do, so that we can approach our campaigns and our metrics and decisions with the right sort of goal in mind. So we'll first take a moment just to understand exactly what we mean by optimization. The first thing I did when I started creating this course was to grab a dictionary and look up the definition of optimize. Here's the number one definition from the Oxford English Dictionary. To make the best or most effective use of a situation or resource. I don't know what you think about this, but I was quite surprised by that definition. I was expecting a definition like to make something better or to make something as good as possible. But this definition is to make the best use of something. So in a way, it's more about you than about the object that you're optimizing. This might all sound a bit pernickety, but the reason I point it out is that I actually think this is a really useful way to look at it. The lesson being not to forget what we're doing PPC for, because there's no good or bad account or campaign or keyword, except as defined by your goals. Those goals being whatever fuels the business that you're advertising. Optimization can only happen within that context. We'll take that idea of keeping your goals at the heart of optimization further in lesson 1 part 2, which is called Being Data-Led. And there we will look at choosing and setting goals. And then in lesson 2, we'll look at baking them into your account and turning them into the data that lies at the heart of your key metrics and informs your optimization actions. But back to the big picture, what are the principles behind optimizing your PPC activity to further your goals? In essence, optimization is about directing as much of your budget as you can towards profitable traffic and acquiring as much of that profitable traffic as you can for your spend. So look at this. This graph shows spend on the y-axis and the traffic acquired for that spend on the x-axis, with less valuable traffic being over to the left, more valuable traffic to the right. What we want to do is make changes that result in getting better quality traffic for your spend. That sort of thing. Now, quality has to be defined very carefully, but we will come on to that later. So improving the type of traffic your PPC activity generates, and then also getting more traffic for your spend. In other words, maximizing first the quality and then the quantity of traffic that you bring to your site within a given spend, and minimizing the spend that goes towards unprofitable traffic. That's all optimization. To visualize this a bit better in practice, have a look here at the basic process of search advertising. When a user runs a search and it triggers your keyword, your ad appears, and that is an impression. If your ad is the most interesting thing on the page to the user, then that impression may result in a click. Clicks inevitably lead to some cost, which is why the whole business is called pay-per-click. But when you appeal sufficiently to the user after they arrive on your site, a click may also lead to a conversion. And these are the metrics that describe the relationship between those parts of the process. But these metrics are all just means to an end. You'll be balancing them against each other to try to come on top for what really matters. And what really matters is the conversions part. The whole business of optimization is about increasing the conversions more than you increase the cost. And it's by your conversions, or more precisely, by the profit generated from your conversions, that you ultimately have to judge the quality of your traffic. High quality traffic is traffic that converts. And you won't know where your success is coming from without conversion tracking. So it's absolutely crucial that you set up conversion tracking. So this is the general idea of optimization in a nutshell. Making changes that get better quality and quantity of traffic for your spend, increasing your conversions. And it's a simple principle, but of course there's a lot that goes into actually doing that. In fact, there's a potentially overwhelming set of variables that can affect your performance, but we can isolate the 3 key levers that you can pull. First, your keywords, which determine exactly what ground you're operating in. Which keywords you choose and how much you bid for them are potentially the most important variables in a paid search campaign. Your ads, in a way, these are the output of the whole machinery of PPC. These are the only part that actually get displayed to the public. And there are some very specific ways to improve both the quality and quantity of traffic you get from your ads, which we'll look at later in this course. And third, your landing pages, where exactly you send users once they've clicked. Now, taking this back to the context of your optimization, you want users to take a specific action. So of course, how you present the page to which you send those users and how you encourage them to take that action is crucial. This also matters both to the actual user experience and to the relevance score that Google will assign to your keywords. Now, there are, of course, plenty more variables than these, and we'll look at those in later lessons. But these three are the most fundamental levers that you can pull to optimize PPC activity. So we could call them the 3 pillars of successful Google Ads, in case you're wondering what these ancient columns are doing on the slide. One final point, I haven't mentioned bidding in all of this, and that's because bidding runs through almost everything else as an integral part of what you'll be doing to optimize activity. So don't worry, we will look at bidding in detail later. Just one note on it for now. If you're running a new campaign, I recommend using manual bidding. And when we talk about bid adjustments later on, these don't apply if you're using smart bidding, where bid adjustments have different effects. But again, we'll get into all of this in later lessons when the time comes. So these are the principles of optimization. Whatever you do, it must be in the context of your business goals. That's the only way to properly define and measure success. And the 3 key levers you'll be pulling to optimize your PPC to that end are in the 3 pillars of success: keywords, ads, and landing pages, along with bidding, which runs through everything. These are the main things you'll be changing to generate more conversions for your spend. And if you're not sure that you're 100% set up reliably recording the right conversions, you can make a start on that in the next session, lesson 1, part 2, being data-led. So I'll see you there.